Hey, it's Jess from YogiTriathlete. We have spent years coaching and competing in endurance sports, and now we're bringing you our newest offering, Endurance Squad, training with a holistic edge created by athletes for athletes. This isn't just another training platform. It's a dynamic community built on performance, longevity, and well-being. Whether you're a triathlete, runner, thru hiker, or simply training for life, we bring cutting-edge endurance training, mindset practices, and expert-led recovery tools together in one place. With new training plans and classes added each month, plus monthly group coaching calls with our master coach, BJ, you'll always have the support you need, because endurance isn't just about miles, it's about how you show up, body and mind. Ready to train differently? Join us at yogitriathlete.com/squad.
We have to be open to what could potentially go right, not what potentially could go wrong, which is what keeps us in so much fear and doubt, myself included. But I got to say, the other side of it, both you and I have experienced, just keep feeding the course and path that we feel most aligned with. And we know. You and I know. Like, we know.
And I think that we can always just kind of fall back on the truth that we all know, which is like, nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares. Because we're all so self-absorbed in our own attachments that we always say that in yoga, right? Like, don't go in the back if you're new because you think everybody's going to look at you.
Nobody's looking at you.
Everybody's concerned about everybody looking at them.
Uh-huh.
Like, nobody cares. You know, get out there, live your life, and try and limit your suffering as much as you can. Most of it's just coming from within your own mind. And at the end of the day, you know, nobody cares.
No.
Live your life.
We're such a tiny speck.
We're just a little tiny
grand
speck on
universe.
a ball spinning in the middle of nowhere. Welcome back to the Yogi Triathlete podcast. This is episode 450. We started this bad boy back in 2016 in the midst of getting rid of most of our material possessions and moving into our car and having no idea where we were going to live. And I love that on top of it all, we're like, let's start a podcast. And over the course of those 6 months that we lived on the road in 2016, we recorded, I think, over 50 episodes. And here we are at 450. So I'm Jess. I am co-host here on this show with my husband and partner in Yogi Triathlete, BJ. Welcome to the show, BJ.
Good to be here again. And we just talked to somebody last week who just discovered the podcast, and they're going to be binging all the episodes.
They're binging right now.
And they called it Yogi Triathlete Netflix.
Oh, I love that. Amazing. It's really cool. And a year ago, we were just really feeling like there was going to be a shift or something like in the podcast. And, for, I don't even know, over 400 episodes, we produced this podcast. The first 5.5 years, I produced it like anywhere from here at our house to coffee shops all over the country to the side of the road. How many times, like, driving back from a race completely like Ironman hungover, like trying to edit, a podcast. And then we had our producer, John, who's still with us, and he's amazing. He does it now for us. And it's just been a little bit more casual. I really love that we're highlighting our the athletes on Team Yogi Triathlete a little bit more. And we have so many years, like over 8 years of podcasts with amazing coaches, doctors, athletes, entrepreneurs, people overcoming massive mountains and obstacles in their life. So binge away.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, binge the Awake Athlete podcast in between, because that's anywhere from 8 minutes to 15 minutes. We have 5 full seasons on there, and the 6th one is taking shape. Actually, it's already kind of been recorded, so that should be coming out pretty soon. And I'm not opposed to sharing about that.
And those, I give those Awake Athlete short versions to our athletes a lot too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Just check it out while you're driving, especially the breathing one. You've pretty much laid out the prerace pranayama so that they can listen to it on the way to the pool, and then they can practice it when they get to the pool and start their session with more calm.
Do you feel like the breath with swimming is like obstacle or opportunity for athletes?
Yeah. Well, a whole bunch of stuff happens. I don't want to get too technical, but when you have to breathe, you lift your head because you want that breath, and you hold you out longer. Like you really want to suck in that breath. And when you lift your head up really high, your feet sink, and stuff starts to happen. That the non-breathing side arm starts to really sink and cross over because you're trying to hold yourself up to balance to get that breath. So a bunch of stuff happens if you don't have a nice, calm, easeful, flowy, relaxed breathing pattern. And one thing that I noticed a lot recently is not breathing every 2 strokes. Something I firmly believe in, and got this from Jerry Rodriguez at Tower 26, is breathe every 2 strokes. Like make that your pattern. And then through sensation in the body and years of breathing to one side, I realized you need to breathe to both sides. So since that, I don't have any issues in my upper back. So I breathe down for 25 yards on the right. And as I come back for 25 yards, I breathe on the left. Every 2 strokes, it's a rhythm, it's a pattern. When you practice it more, your body will just really calm down. So yes, the breathing in swimming is most likely the biggest culprit of a panic swim and, form breakdown.
I think that's season 4. And in season 4, for the first time, every episode has a corresponding guided breath work meditation that goes along with it. So that's kind of a unique season. Season 5 is also a unique season because that's the first time I ever did interviews. And then season 6 is going to be a unique season because it's tied into the recording of Awake Athlete When Mastery Is Your Only Option, which I guess we talked about on the last podcast. And so after each chapter that I recorded of the book, reading the book, you asked me a question. And that was total free flow. And that's going to be season 6 of the podcast, is going to be that Q&A. So just reflections from the page. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to listen to the audiobook. Our producer, John, is I believe, going to produce that for us. So that's going to be the first thing that comes out. I'm really, really excited about that. I hope I did a good job.
Hope?
I know.
You did a good
job. There's my weak little vulnerability coming out.
Well, you just threw down a challenge before you got on the podcast here. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to drink this entire Nalgene during the podcast. So
you made a point of it.
2 ounces with electrolyte. I don't think I did a great job at hydrating today. So, like every human does, I'm going to panic drink now.
Yeah, it's like 5:30. And you just threw down, I'm going to drink this whole Nalgene by the end of this podcast. You're already halfway done, so.
Yeah, that was 2 sips.
You're ready to hit the bathroom tonight.
It's like 8 ounces a sip. That's throwback to the college days skills.
If there was beer. All right. What are we getting into? Adventure? You want an adventure?
Well, I just came back from an adventure.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's start there.
Yeah.
You were with some animals, I think.
Yeah, I went to
the
I went to the Galápagos Islands for the second time and led an adventure down there. And I say this every time, like, the group was amazing. There was a cohesion with this group that was just really fun. I felt like we were all brothers and sisters.
Well, what makes a cohesive group? What do you feel?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody just kind of moved as this like one microorganism. Like, I don't know. There was something about it that just felt super flowy. So yeah, I mean, they're all cohesive in their own unique way and fun. Every adventure I go on, we are just laughing until our stomachs and our faces hurt. And this one was no different. It was a beautiful collection of people, just like we had in Patagonia earlier this year and the Galápagos last June. But yeah, this is my second time there. It was my 4th adventure with the travel yogi, and just continues to confirm that I really love working. I really, really love working with the travel yogi. I love their curated adventures. It's so thoughtful. And then knowing behind the scenes, talking with them about how they're creating these adventures, they're always thinking about the guests, like, oh, well, what if we did this? And, how will they experience this? And this this Galápagos adventure, just like the Patagonia adventure. It's just like, it's such an A-team on the ground. Similar to when I moved to Carlsbad and discovered the farmer's market and ate strawberries, and I realized that I had never had a strawberry before in my life. The Galápagos gives you an experience where you truly understand what magic is. I never knew what a magical place was until I went there, and it's the animals are insane.
All right, so what animals? Fill us in.
Well, we live amongst giant tortoises at where we live. We take over the entire property. There's 2 eco-luxury villas.
You and the turtles.
Yeah, and the turtles. They're like our roomies. And they have a coffee plantation on property. So you're like sipping coffee that was grown 50 feet from where you're sitting next to a giant tortoise that's like 80 to 100 plus years old. You're about 1,200 feet above sea level, overlooking the Pacific and the Highlands. So you get these beautiful trade winds. We were there in April. It was hot, but the trade winds were amazing. You didn't need we had fans at night, and that was perfect. And
What's
then
hot? What's hot?
It was hot, dude.
No, what's hot? Like
90s,
80, 90.
Like down in town on the last day when we were in town, it was like 90 something degrees. That's hot. But at night, it's perfect up in the Highlands. It's beautiful. It's, I don't know, maybe drop to 70s or something at night. Just the wind and, kind of like when we were in Hawaii, you always have that beautiful wind. Yeah, it was like that. But the weather was incredible. Okay, so animals, giant tortoises. I swam with an eagle ray, which is like a manta ray, but it's crazy. It kind of looks like an eagle. Just incredible. So beautiful. And the animals are not scared of the people. Just the protection, and they're so protected and they're so cared for, and there's not a lot of people there. So they're not scared of people. They're not like overwhelmed by the people. I swam next to a marine turtle for quite some time. He was really incredible to like see up close, like just the mosaic tile of his colors. Birds, frigate birds, blue-footed boobies, swallow-tailed gulls, Darwin's finches, of course, which the Galápagos is famous for, Darwin's work of the theory of evolution. Sea lions. Oh, penguin. We swam with this penguin. He was so funny. Penguins, they're like torpedoes, right? So when they dive down, typically they just shoot. They just shoot by you. But this one penguin was just chilling with us. What else? Sharks. White-tip sharks. I think there was some baby blackfin sharks that we were with. I mean, we were definitely with these baby sharks, and I think they were blackfin sharks. Yeah, lots of animals. Yeah, lots of water, lots of snorkeling. Yeah, it's incredible. I love it. I love water. I love to swim.
Yeah, what did you discover down there?
Yeah, one of the things I discovered was I love water. I mean, I knew this. I love water. I love to swim. I love open water. I love the ocean. But what I realized I really love is under the ocean, is being under the ocean. There's a whole kingdom down there.
And what did Bob say? Bob said there's even you're saying there's a kingdom, but Bob was our meditation teacher was it's limitless, undiscovered.
Yeah, we haven't even.
We don't even know.
We haven't even begun.
Yeah.
To discover.
Because we're talking about space
ocean.
and telescope and looking at all those things, past the Milky Way and all of that. But it's look under the ocean. That isn't even discovered yet.
Yeah, I mean, and the ocean is it's just. Wow, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And we do hiking. We go to 3 different islands. I went to an island I hadn't been to before. The night sky is crazy, talking about the Milky Way. We're just outside at night. Roberto, who's one of our hosts, he has this laser pointer, and he's pointing at all the stars, and he's teaching us about, there's Orion's and, the Dipper, and things are upside down because you're just we're kind of right on the equator. Yeah, it's a really magical place. It's an incredible trip, and I'm going back.
When?
So literally just sent the email a few minutes before we started this podcast, but I'm looking at November 2026. And the reason why, and I was talking to Roberto and Reina, who are our hosts, about like, okay, I've been in June, which is amazing. I've been in April, which is amazing. But I was like, when's the best time to go? And they were like, November. Roberto said, November, the amount of tortoises is insane. Because they're on migration right now. So there was plenty on property. There's still a bunch on property, which, one giant tortoise is enough. But we had a bunch on property. But a lot of them are down on migration. And the mamas go down to lay the eggs, of course. And the males go down as well because there's nutrients down there in the warmer months that aren't up in the highlands. So they go down to eat as well. And it just takes them a long time.
How long does it take them?
Yeah, so they only can go a half a K a day. And it's a 10K trek. So it's like 20 days to get down there. And Reina said, and that's like if they go like straight through. But they don't do that. So it can take them,
a month.
It's a 40-day trek there and back if they're going like full bore.
Yeah. That's a long time.
Which it's
a long 10K.
If you experience a giant tortoise, they're not going full bore. It's a long 10K. Yeah. So.
And I'm assuming you can't interrupt the journey.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
No. They're so protective of the animals there. So
that's cool. So next year, 2026.
Yeah. So he said the amount of tortoises is insane. And then I asked Jen, who owns the Travel Yogi, and she said November is her absolute favorite time to go. I guess the babies are cray. Like there's babies everywhere. So November 2026, we're checking dates right now. So stay tuned. If you didn't go in 2024 and you didn't go in 2025, and it's like, there's like a little ping of like, this kind of looks cool. Come in 2026. It is worth every single penny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Next. Do you want to talk about your next adventure?
Yeah. What questions do you have for me?
What is it? Let's start there. Nobody is, and you're also posting and sharing your journey here on Strava. I want to get to that too. So
one of my New Year's resolutions.
What is this thing?
I'm doing well on it. Okay, so in December
of this year,
I'm heading back to Patagonia, but I'm going to Argentina, and I'm not leading an adventure. This is just me. I'm going with one of our old teammates, Telsis, who is on the team for a long time and longtime podcast listener. And I'm really excited to share this adventure with her. So,
and podcast guest.
Yeah. She's been on the podcast. Yeah. So this is a pretty iconic stage race in Patagonia, Argentina. And it was started to join together a race that joined together Argentina and Chile. So I think at some point I'm going over into Chile during the race, and then I'll start and finish in Argentina. So this year it's based out of a different town every year. So this year it's based out of the mountain town of Villa La Angostura. It's 3 stages over 3 days covering 100K. And each day is like, we'll throw down a mix of technical terrain, river crossings, alpine ascents, and just like big sky. It's because it's in the Andes Mountains. So what else? It starts in this gorgeous little town, which is so interesting that one of the guides from the Patagonia trip, his fiance actually has like an Airbnb there. I think she grew up in Buenos Aires. And so he knows a lot about this town. And so he's been a great resource for me during this trip. So I guess the message of that is follow your heart, because you never know who you're going to meet and how it's going to serve you or how you can serve them. It's such a beautiful network of life when we go after things. And I think more than ever, we need adventure and retreat from life. It's okay to step away. So let's see. I'll be running across ridge lines, through rivers, volcanoes, and it's just like totally wild. And then we camp each night with all the other runners. And so it's like tents by a lake, recovery meals, massage stations, like the whole deal. They'll have like all those good accoutrements to help us recover. So it's kind of like endurance meets like retreat vibes. And you have to get a medical certification. You have to get, not a certification. I have to get like a certificate from, I have to do this. I can't not do this, from someone that says like, you have to get like medical clearance to do it. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
I'll write you one.
But yeah, it's just like, it's a celebration of just, being in nature and pushing my edge. And have I ever done a stage race? I don't think so.
Well, we did stage cycling.
Oh yeah, I have. Oh yeah.
Pura Vida.
Yeah, we've done 5-day cycling challenges, but I've never done a big mountain ultra over the course of 3 days. So I'm going to do that in December. My group starts on the 3rd, so it'll be the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I was thinking about the death hike. It was 2 days, wasn't it?
No, I think the death hike was, everybody survived. The death hike.
We slept.
Oh, yeah, we actually had to sleep on the mountain. That's right. It was an unexpected near-death stage experience.
Unexpected death.
Mountain stage experience in the White Mountains about 20 years ago. So, and I think what you and I discovered something when we were putting together my training plan, which I think we should talk about next, is that it doesn't seem like the route or the elevation or anything gets released until like the week before the event.
I love that.
I think that's just an added bonus.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right? Did we read that correctly? Yeah. I mean, I have never seen anything like that.
So one would say, how do you train for something you don't know?
So how are you going to train me, coach?
By doing the things you can do and that you can control in preparation for what you anticipate will be happening at the race. So obviously there's going to be elevation and climbing and hiking and walking and maybe some running. So strength, hills, staying healthy, carrying a pack, the basic things that we can do and control from here. And then consistency, stacking the consistency day after day after day, because you'll be doing 3 days straight. So you want to be able to handle the load and feel the fatigue, which you're already experiencing, and manage the fatigue, and then get back out there the next day. Mm-hmm. And I think an important part is what you're doing right now, hydrating, to top off your day. These are the little things that you can control. Not knowing the exact route of the course, those are just details. Those are just details.
I'm going to find out.
Same thing with triathlon, swim, bike, and run. Of course, you're going to swim somewhere, you're going to bike, and you're going to run. So do those things. And yes, if you know the course, awesome. If not, still do those things.
So you and I met, and we put together an 8-week basically plan that I'm going to follow for 8 weeks until June 30th. And so right now what that looks like is, and it's tentative that every 4th week I'll have a down week, which kind of is like a throwback to like how we used to train back, when we first started in endurance sports, which is really fun. But it will, but we're gonna look at that. We're gonna see, if week 3 I'm like, it's not good fatigue, then we'll take it down, or maybe I just need a day. Like we're just gonna flow with that. There's nothing, because if I feel good, like we wouldn't take a whole week down. So right now it looks like Monday I'm doing strength and a short run. Tuesday I do spicy swim, yoga, and then I'm doing a ride. Wednesday I do yoga, I do a hill run, and I do strength back in the gym. Thursday I'm on the trail. Fridays I'm doing strength and a VO2 ride. Saturday long ride, 4 to 6 hours. Sunday long trail, 2 to 4 hours, and a recovery swim. So that's what the week looks like right now. So about 12 to 16 hours. I just finished my first week, which is 14 hours. But what's the goal of this 8 weeks? What is this going to give me?
Foundation, like a really wide foundation. And it's also we're going to see whether that, for instance, that long ride backed up with the run, like, is that working for you in the way that your body is now with the strength work added? And will that bike begin to be less of a long ride and your trails begin to creep up longer? Right now the bike is long because we're working through building up your trail running again, getting up to long distance. We don't want to force anything. Running is so hard on the body, and you can get to the same place or similar place by adding in the swimming, strength, and biking, without causing too much of a, putting your body in too much of a hole because of you're trying to chase miles. That's one thing I don't really recommend at all, is chasing miles. I prefer time, but that's my preference.
Oh, and I'm doing a short little brick run after the bike on Saturdays.
So we'll see how it all pans out. Like, you get up to 4 hours on the trail on Sunday, that may be your max. That may just be enough. And the bike on Saturday, you may be gravitating to it, really liking it. So we'll keep it 4 to 5 hours. So we'll see. This is what's so great about keeping the chunks short, like an 8-week plan. We can do 8 weeks and then assess it and see kind of like where we're at. That doesn't mean day to day or week to week we're not assessing it either.
Yeah. And I think what's important is to start to sew together consistent days on the trail, right? Like right now we're going to lay down this foundation over 8 weeks, and then we're going to see, and then like that Monday run, build that Monday run up, maybe Saturday is a shorter bike and on the trail or a hike or whatever. Like, we'll play with it. But I love that. I love the unknown of it. I love that it seems like the course isn't even going to be released until, the last week in November.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Like, El Cruce has been sharing some of my stories and stuff like that. Now I got all these new friends on Instagram. It's really cool. Now I can see other people who are training for this, and it's like this unspoken camaraderie, and I just love it. I'm really, really excited. And I've never been to Argentina, and so I'm excited to see that part of Patagonia.
Anything else on this?
I was just thinking about something. No.
Oh, Strava.
Strava.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so my New Year's resolution was to recommit to Strava, and I've done a good job. And that's where I'm documenting this training. So there'll be a little bit on Instagram, but like I'm writing a little bit about pretty much every day. I'm writing a little bit and sharing and putting up those workouts. And so follow me over at Strava, Jess Gumkowski, and I'll follow you back and I'll give you kudos and be like a camaraderie. Be so excited.
Give you kudos.
And maybe give me a kudo.
That's awesome.
Kudo a week. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. What are you excited about for your race season?
I'm excited. I'm excited to race. I've only raced once so far. I'm just really excited to race again and race strong. Yeah, pretty simple. I just want to race, and getting creative in ways where I can. I was thinking about this on the trainer today. Like shorter races, I can just race. Just go do a hard training day, like sprint and Olympic distance, triathlons. But right now I've got Massachusetts coming up, 70.3 in 2 weeks, and currently not running. So lots of biking and lots of swimming. And again, entering into the world of the unknown, which again is just like not having the course details of what you're training for. You have to keep moving forward. So again, it's just presented to me beautifully as I yet again navigate, a season that, you think is going to be how you lay it out, how you plan it out, like the 8-week plan, but then how do you stay flexible and fluid through it all? So it's a constant test, but it's gotten easier and easier and more manageable as I embark upon these. And you could look at it as I'm still burning karma. I'm still burning karma in this realm of having big goals and then finding some sort of attachment to it, constant detachment, learning a lot, for sure, learning a lot. And that doesn't make it easy. I've had my moments, but I've also been able to use those moments to strip me back into stay in the course and staying focused on my goal, which is to win my age group in Arizona.
What's one thing you're learning?
that the attachment to outcome is always going to be there. I don't think I'll ever be wiping that clean, like it's always going to be there. But it just depends on how quickly I can reframe it and go more general in the way of what is this experience presenting for me. Like there's always something there for me. And if you wait long enough, meaning that you keep moving forward, don't need to know why, you find clarity into the path forward. You really do. You really do. You don't have to know why it's all happening. You don't. It's a fruitless journey. But when you embrace that it's happening for you, the pieces and the details in the spreadsheet fill in, and here you go. This is exactly why. So I know there's a reason why I'm not running right now. There's a reason why I'm doing a lot of biking. And what that is to have an epic bike in Arizona or not. The goal and the dream and the focus is to do that, but I'm not attached. So I think I'm learning, I'm getting really good at that game. Really good at that game of staying focused and goal-oriented, but detaching from outcome.
So you just said that there's always going to be that attachment there. And then you said you're not attached. So how does that play out?
Well, the feeling will be there. Like it's just, it's like if you turn plant-based, like you're going to be healthy and you're never ever going to get sick or anything like that. It's not 100% guarantee. What it does is it sets you up really well, but you're still going to be challenged. So I'm still challenged in the attachment. I noticed I was attached to the news of Kona and I got really excited and I started looking at races before Arizona because I'm like, I need to get my spot before. I got to make sure. So if I have a lot of races, then that ensures that I'll get my spot. And that came and then it went. So there's the attachment. I realized Arizona would get me that goal. If I win my age group, I'm going to get a spot to Kona. So stay the course. What was introduced was doubt that wasn't going to happen. And so doubt creates fear. And then you go on the spiral of all the things that you need to use that you can control to protect yourself, that you ensure that it happens. And that is not good. That is not a good place to be. So I can see it. If you just, again, zoom out and look at it, this experience that's going to happen in Arizona is happening perfectly for me. Just like Placid did, it unfolded. It was unexpected greatness in Placid, and that led to Kona, and you guys all know the Kona story. When you hand yourself over to these experiences, Arizona is going to happen, and whether I qualify or not, I'm doing everything in my control to move towards that. But if it happens, when it happens, fantastic. But should it not, I'm damn straight I'll be going to find something else to move me closer to that. And whether that is Kona in 2026 or 27 or 28, the news is that we're back together in Kona together, the men and the women. So I just got wrapped up in the excitement of it has to be 2026, right? So that's what I'm saying with the attachment. It's there, but I quickly can see that feeling, and then I know what that feeling feels like when attachment is so strong and it doesn't happen. Like that is not, it's an icky feeling. I feel terrible, frustrated, disappointed, struggle. I know that I don't want that. I want more joy, more happiness, more fun. I love what I do. I love this sport. So can that be enough? Absolutely.
And if you don't know the Kona story from 2025, go back to October 2024. October 2024, we recorded a podcast after BJ finished the World Championship in Kona, 3 weeks to the day of having a pretty harsh crash on his bike. Went literally from crutches to the finish line. And yeah, it's pretty inspiring. And if you have listened to it, listen to it again. It's pretty legendary what he was able to do that day. And I think that When we're looking at being an athlete and we're looking at this competitive nature that we have, which is really driven by a strong will, which is what you need to get the training done. If your will is not strong enough, you're going to really struggle with getting out of bed in the morning. You're going to really struggle with, getting the workouts done. There's going to be a lot of things in your life that are going to seem like reasons not to get it done. And really what you need to do, side note, is you really need to strengthen the will. So take something small and say, okay, I'm going to see this through, whatever it is. Like when I get home today, I'm going to make a smoothie. Like go see that through. Go make that smoothie. It strengthens your will. And I think that's really what we say when we say let your yes be yes, is it really strengthens your will. But when we're looking at competition, right, we're looking at a separation, okay? And then most athletes that, I've talked to about this, they always say, well, I'm competitive with myself. And yes, okay, that's great. Be competitive with yourself. You always want to be, we came here to expand and to grow. And that's incredible. When you have that strong will, you're going to do that. You're going to keep seeking more in life. And that's incredible. And I love that. But for you to go to Kona, for you to win your age group in Arizona means all the other guys have to be slower than you, right? You have to win, and essentially they have to lose. Right. Okay, so that's ego, the dynamic, right? Yeah. The ego needs there to be a winner and a loser, and when we're looking at competition, we need winners and losers out there. I talk about this in my book, Awake Athlete. So the ego is not the enemy, but dang, that ego is going to be attached. So what you said was like, you're seeing like there's always this sense of attachment. Yeah, because we all have this part of us that is attached. And so it's not so much about preemptively removing the attachment. It's about what happens when you realize you're suffering because of it, right? So there's the detachment. Anytime I have an athlete that's like going into a race and they're like, I'm totally detached. And I saw this with you for so many years. I'm totally detached. I'm always like, oh God, like surround them in light, like something they're gonna be working with detachment. Cause it's almost like you're like, it's like you're evoking something from the universe. Like the universe is like, oh, you're not attached? All right, let's see. And it doesn't mean that something catastrophic is going to happen. I mean, even when we succeed sometimes on the other side, we're attached and we're suffering because we're like, oh, I could have done better, So when we train the mind and we train the ego to be our teammate, not our master, when you look at that in the arena of competitive sports and endurance sports, like, you need that ego, and that ego can be an amazing teammate for you because your ego carries your personal will. So when you got that thing under control because you're watching it and you're not letting it run the show, right? It's in the back with the seatbelt on and you're not giving it the keys and you're telling it can't touch the radio station. Now you've got a teammate that's driving you forward to your goal. So you need that ego by your side, but I think it's impossible to say that we can go into, I've not had an experience where I'm not like I'm attached to finishing that stage race in El Cruce. And if, yes, I want to finish that. That's what I'm driving for. We want to reach our goals. So it's okay if you find that attachment. It's what you do with it when you find it, right? It's like, when you are off in some negative thought cycle and you realize you're there, it's not about being there. It's about how long are you going to stay there? And that's where the mind training shows up for you. So I think the ego is awesome. It's our individuality and we can really use it, but that's the little bugger that's going to get attached to things and say, you got to sign up for this and you got to sign up for this because what if this doesn't happen? So it's always trying to control. And when we're always trying to control, we are just screwing up the bigger plan. We are so screwing up the bigger plan because I think both you and I have experienced that when we lighten our grip on life. And when we realize that we're attached to something and we just kind of relax. I mean, my technique is just relax. Use your breath, relax. That's where trust is going to be able to come in that it always plays out so incredibly well, right? Like I never thought I would be doing a stage race in Argentina. I never thought I went to Patagonia, Chile, let alone twice, and fell in love with it, and now have a contact down there that's helping me navigate my travels in Argentina, right? You can't script those things.
But you have to be open to exactly what you're talking about. You have to be open to what could potentially go right, not what potentially could go wrong, which is what keeps us in so much fear and doubt, myself included. But I got to say, the other side of it, both you and I have experienced, just keep feeding the course and path that we feel most aligned with. And we know. You and I know. Like, we know.
And I think that we can always just kind of fall back on the truth that we all know, which is like, nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares. Because we're all so self-absorbed in our own attachments that we always say that in yoga, right? Like, don't go in the back if you're new because you think everybody's going to look at you.
Nobody's looking at you.
Everybody's concerned about everybody looking at them.
Uh-huh.
Like, nobody cares. Get out there, live your life, and try and limit your suffering as much as you can. Most of it's just coming from within your own mind. And at the end of the day, nobody cares.
No.
Live your life.
We're such a tiny speck.
We're just a little tiny speck on
universe.
A ball spinning in the middle of nowhere. You had mentioned Meditator Bob earlier. He was talking about the James Webb telescope and how they're now bringing pictures back in that are beyond the Milky Way.
And there's life out there.
Oh, yeah. And there's life out there.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like tortoises. I can't wait to do adventures on the other side of the Milky Way. Black holes.
Well, soon we'll be able to just teleport ourselves there.
Yeah.
We just think it. Oh.
Yeah.
There.
So cool.
I love these conversations. I think we go deep a lot. The mind is such a big part of what YogiTriathlete is and what you and I have experienced in life and how we are able to perform and stay the course and show up every day. And, today was another example of just getting up. Even yesterday, we were both sort of just totally sleep in. We just had a strong week. And it's so brief, but we know that getting up in the morning, getting up at 4:30, get the stuff done and get to the pool or the gym for 6 a.m. when they open was pivotal. And we both walked away like, oh, this is awesome. It was
I was done with my workout.
7:45, we were done.
Yeah.
Done for the day.
But I don't think we really even considered getting up early. But it was a long day yesterday. I was on the trail, and then I came back, and then it was eat, and then we went out and rode with Luca, who's always looking for 15 to 18% grade.
God.
We ride our bikes up?
And we learned that he knows 112 numbers after 3.14 with pi.
Yeah, that was insane.
He was rattling them off, which was
so brilliant,
so amazing. But it kept the bike ride going and conversation engaged. And
so I want to share the very logical and not very exciting epiphany that I had the other day about, getting up early in the morning. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's on now between now and December. It's on. I just got off a call with Jennifer Volman, who just did the Himalayan X-Tri. And she was one of 3 women who made history that day. No woman had ever made it to the top. And not only did one woman make it, and actually one woman won the thing overall, but 3 women got up that day. So what incredible energy to be in. But she was saying, looking back on it, she was like, everything mattered. Every single mindset session, every single workout. She's days that I didn't want to do it or I could let this one go. She's I did it. Everything I needed, every single one of those sessions to do what I did out there. And that's kind of how I feel for El Cruce, right? Is it's on. And I've always keep a level of fitness where I can jump into all of a sudden a 14-hour week with 5 runs and 3 bikes and 3 swims and 3 strength sessions and 3 yoga sessions. So the epiphany I had the other day on the trail, because it's Saturday, Sunday, we're up at 4:35 in the morning to get the workouts done, is that when you wake up in the morning, you're coming out of a state of sleep. Your body is going to be super relaxed, right? You're literally like in an unconscious state. So when you wake up in the morning, it's reasonable to believe that you're going to feel really comfortable and you want to stay in bed. When you come off of a run, it's reasonable to believe that you're going to feel good that you did the run, whether the run was good or not, but you're going to feel like, oh yeah, I got the run done. So it's reasonable to believe that you're going to feel better on the other side. So when you wake up in the morning and if it's like you're super comfortable and your body's like, oh, it doesn't mean you need more sleep. It just means you're coming off of sleep. You're in a state and now you're going to move into a waking state, which is a totally different state from a sleeping state. So I think in my experience, I hear a lot of struggle around getting out of bed in the morning. I didn't sleep very well. I need more sleep. Like I was so tired this morning. It was so comfortable. But it's like, right, because you're coming out of sleep, but it doesn't always mean you need more sleep. And so keep the bigger goal in top of mind and be up and get out of bed and go after your dreams. Every day, no matter how big, no matter how small. Life is, we said it on the last podcast, life is urgent. I hope that made some sort of sense.
It did. And I just had a thought as you were saying that. Your training, you can slide into the 14-hour weeks and get up in the morning because you've been practicing getting up in the morning. It isn't all of a sudden, now I've got a Cruce, I've got to try to get up in the morning to get my workouts in. That's not what we're working with here. You've already patterned yourself to get up in the morning. Now you just link up a specific workout that's working towards El Cruce to do in the morning. Like I find often with athletes, it's about now that they're training for an Ironman or half Ironman or, a big trail run or endurance event. Now they have to start getting up early in the morning. But the pattern is set long before you even started this adventure. So basically, I'm confirming what you're saying, like practice that now, like make it a practice now. If you get up at 6, start to get up at 5:55, then 5:50, start to pattern yourself so that you wind down early in the evening, you set your marinade for sleep, you're taking the magnesium, triple magnesium from Pillar Performance, maybe some sleepy tea, then you're waking up to some espresso and some meditation and lemon water, and then you're on with your day. And before you know it, it's your new pattern, because the pattern that you're in is the one that you created, right? We create all the beliefs, patterns, habits, routines. Somehow we've created them and now they become our default, but that same power can be used to create the new habit.
When we were talking about this yesterday, I think that's, YogiTriathlete, it's coaching, it's endurance running, it's triathlon, it's through hiking, it's whatever endurance event that you're training for, but it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of fitness and health and wellness and longevity. And I think that's what's so cool about Endurance Squad is that someone can pop on for 3 months or 6 months or a year and train for their race, but now they've created this lifestyle. They want to continue this lifestyle. And then they can just pop into Endurance Squad where the lifestyle is right there. You've got the whole on-demand library. The lifestyle is right there waiting for you. Or you're working with another coach and you freaking love working with that coach. Awesome. Endurance Squad is there for you. It's got your on-demand library of yoga for athletes, meditations for athletes. I've got a whole, like a 2-part series on injury. We've got the mindset course, the lifestyle.
Race SmackDowns.
Yeah, the lifestyle is right there. And
I
think that was such an organic creation. And it's a really cool community. If you've got questions about it, reach out to us. It's there for everyone. And we've got people doing, we've got someone in there that's going to be hiking the John Muir Trail. We've got somebody just downloaded,
16-week half marathon
plan. We've got someone in there that
duathlon.
Shifted from one-on-one coaching that just wants to maintain fitness. And it's still young. So right now we're telling everyone like, hey, you get in there and you don't see a plan you want, like we'll just build you a plan. So it's kind of this like community coaching, but these, OGs are kind of getting some personalized coaching in there, which is super cool.
Yeah.
We've got our monthly coaching call coming up first Thursday of every month at 4 p.m. But I think that that's essentially what it is. It's like, it's a lifestyle. And I think it's a good lifestyle. I feel good in my body, and I feel good after my first training week for this race.
You should.
I do.
You got a good coach.
I do. I have a great coach.
All right.
Wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. What do you want to wrap it up with? What's top of mind for you right now? Like, what are you empowering your athletes with?
Let your yes be yes, I guess. Like, your word be your word. So watch the words that you're using. If you want to build momentum, and I'll keep this short. If you want to build momentum, which is something I talk about every Monday in Endurance Squad, Monday Momentum. Somehow I tie that into a topic. Basically, pack your bag, get ready, go to the gym, go to the pool, go on the treadmill. Like, prepare yourself to do the task for that day, whether it happens or not. At least that you have showed up. At least that you have put yourself in that experience to have an experience. There are many times I've been to the pool and it's just, I don't know if my shoulder was going to be fine, and it wasn't, so I stopped. Running recently, I would go out, test the run, not happening, I walk home. Then I know, because the mind wants to really fast track evidence of now and make it a default for always. Also, another just side topic is races are meant to be raced. Like, be willing to fail. Like, I've had 3 athletes recently just go out and race to race. Like, they done knowing that they can finish it and do it in a certain time and get across the finish line, but they're going out to race it, like venturing into moments of like uncertainty, and they are coming out with some pretty awesome experiences. So keep pushing that.
Yeah, we just had an overall win, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a running race, and some PRs getting thrown down. Yeah, we'll see what happens at Ironman 70.3 Western Massachusetts.
We shall see.
Hopefully we'll do a smackdown on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Right.
Signing off. Thanks, everyone. Let us know what you want us to dive into. Follow me over on Strava. Let's kudo it out and see how this training all comes together.